Hello again, everybody. Zach Attack is here with my TNA Impact Wrestling review for tonight, Thursday, February 28th, 2013. Of course, the last Impact in February. First Impact in Florida, in America, since, of course, the 4 weeks in UK. And the second to last Impact in Florida, in the Impact Zone. Thank God. Because I said in my attack line today, I said it, I'll say it again, that I know that everyone is besides me was going to think the same thing on watching tonight. Wow, the crowd sucked. Wish we were still in England. And I cannot wait till it goes to be on the road in 2 weeks. My thoughts on tonight's Impact, we got matches for Lockdown announced, and also a new champ, and also Ace and Eight's another member Unmasked, but the identity is still unknown. We began, of course, with Bully Ray coming out, angry as hell after what happened last week with Ace and Eight attacking Hulk Hogan, preventing him from taking his place with Bully and Sting in the six-man tag, making a handicap match. Now, Bully Ray, he has that on his mind, but he has bigger fish to fry. He, of course, is now the number one contender for the World Heavyweight Championship, named by his father-in-law, Hulk Hogan. What is Hulk Hogan now Vince now? Because Vince favors Triple H a lot. I know this is a storyline thing, but what the hell? With Bully Ray getting the shot without even actually fighting for it, just because he's Hogan's son-in-law. And that's what Bully Ray said, that I may not deserve this shot because everybody else wrestled and not me. But two things I need to know here. The lack of build-up here. They did not have another pay-per-view in February. They decided to cut all the regular pay-per-views down to 4 and just have one night only events starting in April. And they had more time to build it. And the other thing that really lagged about it is like the fact they couldn't build the World Heavyweight Championship match. They named the number contender last week. And this is a lockdown in 2 weeks. And now they gotta build this feud up between Bully Ray and Hardy in less than 2 weeks. It was because Hardy was not in the UK because he was unable to because of his current drug problems. And the other thing, despite my thoughts on the lack of build for this feud, is somewhat building is because of the fact that they're past. It didn't hit me until tonight about the lack of build for not just this match, but the entire lockdown pay-per-views been mashed together, despite the fact they've had a whole lot of time to put this thing together. They had, 2 months in between pay-per-views? Come on, TNA. But also to hit me that Hardy and Bully Ray's feud is going to center around the fact that the past, tag teams. They're members of 2 of the biggest tag teams of the Attitude Era, WWE. Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, the Hardy Boys, Bully Ray, Devon, the Dudley Boys, / Team 3D, what do you want to call them? That who would have thunk it that those 2 who competed against each other for tag team positions, tag team titles, are about to face off against each other for the singles ranks for the TNA World title. As they're having a conversation, here comes Team Impact, Team Bad Influence, Kaz and Daniels, saying that none of them deserve to be in that position. Daniels, who indeed got the last shot against Hardy before his storyline injury, said he should be champ. You know what I mean? Blah, 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 blah. Like I say, he's just saying, Bully Ray, you're just there because, like I said, you're Hogan's son-in-law, Thunder Lips, blah, 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 blah. As it did, Bully Ray basically took Daniels' streak and basically declared the time for talking is over. As he and Hardy led a beatdown on Kaz and Daniels. Kaz and Daniels left the ring following a beat-up brawl by Hardy and Bully Ray, but that wasn't done yet. Bully Ray challenged Kaz and Daniels to a match tonight, and the match was accepted. So the tag team match, main event for the night, Team Bad Influence, Kaz and Daniels, against Jeff Hardy and Bully Ray, the number one contender in the world title. Hold on. Will they get along? We'll find out. Now, on with our next matchup, which was for the TNA Knockout Championship. The new champ, Velvet Sky, defending her title for the first time against Tara. Gail Kim at ringside. Taz was not there for the first segment in the first match. Gail Kim watched. She would face the winner of this matchup. Now, I never thought I'd see the day that a Knockouts match would be as fast as a Divas match. I thought Knockouts was supposed to be different than Divas. Not the same. Anyway, there was a quick matchup. Probably one of the worst knockout matches I've seen. It was too quick. Tara tried to do some moves. Velvet did her thing. Velvet took advantage for most of the get-go. Of course, I knew Jess was going to be a big influence in the match. Jesse tried a little bit to get involved. He tripped Velvet, and Taylor tried to capitalize on it. But indeed, Jesse got sent to the back. And when he got sent to the back, so did Taylor's offense. As indeed, Taylor's positivity and her confidence went away as Jesse went to the back. And Velvet nailed the in-your-face after that distraction of Jesse leaving. 1, 2, 3. Velvet Sky retains the TNA Knockouts Championship. Kind of in like a silly Divas type way. Kind of a quick matchup. Like I said, not even less than 2 minutes. Like I said, the same time as a Divas type match. I'm not a WWE guy. I'm not a mark for either one. Like I'm not like I don't watch one, not the other. I like both equally. There's some things that both I like, something I don't like. Like TNA, I don't like the fact there's no outstanding match. Like WWE can do a 5-star main event on Raw, yet TNA can't do that on Impact, like Cena and Punk. Anyway, I don't want to brag about that, but anyway. So there you go. Knockouts match as long as the Divas match. Disappointingly for the Knockout division, as Velvet Sky retains over Tara in kind of a silly way. She will take on Gail Kim for the Knockouts Championship in a steel cage. Knockouts can fight in steel. That's one thing about the Knockouts I like. That Knockouts do fight in steel cage matches. But I think the only ones I can really think they can put on good cage matches in Knockouts, I think Mickie James and Tara had great Knockouts cage matches. But we'll see what Velvet and Gail can do. Gail can put on good cage matches too in the cage. So I think Gail can do good in the cage too. So we'll see what Velvet and Gail bring to the cage at Lockdown if all matches are in the cage, which I'm assuming, yes, they will be. Now on to our next matchup, which involved one half of the TNA World Tag Team Champions. Another match made for Lockdown tonight. A triple threat tag match for the tag titles. Like I said, all these matches, it's like a WWE pay-per-view. Last minute matches, 2 weeks in advance. So 3-man, 3-tag, triple tag main event for the tag team titles made for Lockdown. The champs, Aries and Wood, will defend the titles at Lockdown against both Chavo Hernandez and Bad Influence, who I think should be champions. Got to think back from Bad Influence. Besides Wood and Aries, are 2 of the best heels going today. So I think we saw a little bit of possession with Wood and Aries and Kaz and Daniels last week, building up that feud, continuing their feud with Chavo and Hernandez. And it continued again tonight as Aries got coaxed into a match against, well, he thought Chavo, but it ended up being Hernandez. And then Aries tried to play his game, the fast speed game, over the power of Hernandez. Well, the power was winning, as Hernandez was indeed taking advantage, and it was one-on-one. No interference, thank God. Aries wasn't with Wood. Wood wasn't there for whatever reason, with the storyline saying that he was late for a photo shoot. Anyway, Aries tried to get back in the game. He did do some decent flying moves. He did take some advantage early on, of course, and then has tried to use his strength to power out in his later half of the matchup, which was a Diva matchup. But as indeed Aries tried to leave, midway towards the end, Subex catched him, put him back in the ring to finish it in the ring. But as referee takes the belt away, referee didn't see Aries using a little foreign object like a chain on Hernandez and gets the victory 1, 2, 3, cheating his way to win. Ironically, cheating over the partner of the man who used to lie, cheat, and steal, because I'm referring to Chavo Guerrero and his partner Hernandez, who got cheated by Austin Aries. Aries, of course, winning by hook or crook over Hernandez in a one-on-one competition. Of course, like I said, Chavo Hernandez was trying to get revenge on Aries and Wood, and also a Bad Influence in the triple threat tag match. It's kind of weird that Kaz and Daniels were tag champs and Chavo Hernandez defeated them. And of course, Chavo Hernandez lost to Wood and Aries. So all these 3 deserve a tag match despite lack of build-up, like I mentioned. So there you go. Now over the next match, an impromptu title match for the X Division Championship. Rob Van Dam taking on Kenny King. Now we've had new champions in the last couple weeks on Impact. We had new tag champs with Aries and Wood, new Knockouts champ with Velvet Sky, and indeed we would crown a new X Division champ tonight, with stipulations involved if the new champ were to be achievable, with Kenny King saying that he would quit the X Division if he were to lose the RVD. Kenny King's beating RVD in a non-title match. He's never beaten him in a title situation. Will he do it? The answer was a resounding yes. Pretty good exhibition matchup. RVD took advantage for the get-go. Kenny King tried his own flying move. You know, was power against speed. Well, basically speed against speed. They're both pretty good high-flying athletes. Decent matchup, pretty physical matchup between these guys. The end came when RVD was trying to nail the 5-star frog splash. He missed. He missed it. And he ducked it. Kenny ducked it. And Kenny tried to pin on RVD. I think referee kind of botched the ending there. Like, it was like a 1, 2, and like the arm was like, I don't know if RVD forgot to put his arm up. There was kind of a botch there on the finish, on the supposed finish. But after a little botch, little fuck up by the referee, I'm thinking, oh, RVD. Kenny King got RVD back up, capitalizing on the miss of the 5-star frog splash, delivering his royal flush finisher. 1, 2, 3, like I mentioned, new X Division champion, Kenny King. Despite his cocky attitude, I think Kenny King's a decent wrestler. Of course, he left Ring of Honor, basically left Ring of Honor high and dry to join TNA. And now after months of trying, he is finally the X Division champion. I smell a rematch between RVD at the pay-per-view for sure. We'll probably get that announcement next week at the Final Impact in Orlando. Now on to our next segment, which involved the reveal of the teams for Lethal Lockdown. Team TNA and Team Ace and Ace. Team Ace and Ace, 5-on-5. I thought it was 4-on-4, but it's 5-on-5. It would be comprised, Ace and Ace's team, of Team Captain Devon, along with Doc, Knox, Bischoff, and Anderson. Yeah, Anderson, Knox, Doc, Bischoff, Devon. Now, indeed, Sting came out to announce his team. I kind of predicted Joe would be on the team. Yes, Joe is on the team. James Storm is on the team. I couldn't think of anybody else. Magnus is involved in the matchup. He tried to plead his case to Sting because I knew Angle was going to be in there. So there you go. That's why Magnus is in there. Magnus wants revenge for Ace and Ace taking him out. And speaking of someone who got taken out by Ace and Ace, a man who indeed has been out for months with a storyline injury from Ace and Ace, and a man that I read rumors about joining teams Sting for Lockdown. The rumors were true that Sting gave a clue to the last partner that it was Showtime. Where it was Showtime. Showtime Eric Young, who came back tonight after being out for a few months with a storyline injury from Ace and Ace. And indeed, he came out with a vengeance, beating the crap out of Ace and Ace in the ring, surprising him coming from the back, and led a Team Sting brigade all over Ace and Ace, clearing the ring for a sample of what Ace and Ace can expect at the Lockdown, Lethal Lockdown. So it'll be Team TNA, Sting, Joe, James Storm, Magnus, and the returning Eric Young to take on Team Ace and Ace, Devon, Doc, Knox, Bischoff, and Anderson. And of course, will be when the roof comes down with all the weapons. I like these lockdown matches. They're pretty cool. It's a combination of war games. So there you go. We lockdown teams made official tonight. Now, on with our next matchup, which was a gut check match, which involved women. Now, we've had Taylor Hendricks involved in gut check before, but she took on Taylor. The last time they had gut check, they had two guys going head to head, two gut check guys competing against each other instead of one gut check guy against a veteran. Well, tonight, it was all about two knockout contestants of gut check against each other. It was, I didn't pronounce his name right, Ivelisse Velez taking on Lady Tapa. Of course, Lady Tapa turned out to be the niece of the Barbarian. I'm an old school guy. I like Barbarian. Of course, remember Pals in Pain with the Warlord. And of course, a former tag partner of Haku. Man, what do you want to refer him to? Lady Type, I call the more skinnier version of Awesome Kong. She's very tall. I'm like, wow. She was very aggressive. It was like basically power versus speed match. As Lady Type P, Lady Tapa dominated the match with a brutal string and headbutt on Ivelisse. And Tampa was very close on winning this matchup, delivering a Samoa drop on Ivelisse. But after the 2 count, she argued with the referee, and this Ivelisse, who's trained in MMA, She tried some great submission attempts, and she did get a great guillotine choke, a surprise victory over Lady Tapa after Tapa dominating the matchup, with Ivory's getting that surprise guillotine choke on Lady Tapa. But it doesn't matter who wins or who loses, both ladies will be judged upon by gut check judges next week. Whether it's Taz still, despite the fact he's an Ace and Eights, Bruce Pritchard, aka Brother Love, and Al Snow. In my mind, I believe was decent in the ring, but Lady Tapa, wow, she's one tough beast, man. Dude, if you're the niece of the Barbarian, come on, man. You gotta be tough. You gotta be a Samoan. And she indeed was a tough motherfucker. Let me tell you that much. But like I said, she reminds me of Karma, Awesome Karma. She's just really tall and dominant. But not as big, not as heavy around the waist as Awesome Kong. You know what I mean? So, there you go. I believe Velez getting a surprise choke on Lady Tapa in his decent gut check knockouts matchup. Now, on the next segment, which involved AJ Styles. Now, we haven't seen AJ Styles in 2 months since he basically walked out on TNA. He is sick of being the nice guy. He found out that nice guys do indeed finish last after a terrible year last year with his stupid storylines involving the Claire Lynch story, and of course losing a title match opportunity for a year, and they had a camera at his house with his wife saying he's not the same guy, he's dark and moody now, and AJ has walked out in the family, and he apparently came back, but the cameras tried to catch him. He had a new facial hair now, longer hair and a goatee now. He basically didn't talk to the cameras. So the storyline involving AJ Styles, I think AJ Styles heel now. I think AJ Styles doesn't give a fuck anymore. You know, like I said, it's no more Mr. Nice Guy, no more company guy, no more doing the right thing. It's all about doing my own thing. That's what AJ Styles said in his promo 2 months ago. I smell a return of AJ Styles at Lockdown. I bet I've been one of the ditches lately, but I predict that AJ Styles could make a comeback at Lockdown and screw Jeff Hardy or attack Jeff Hardy, even though he can't get a title match for a year, but we'll see what happens with AJ Styles. Now, on with the next situation, which involved the deteriorating relationship between Robbie E and Robbie T. Now, I thought Robbie T made the face turn complete. After teasing a face turn over Robbie E, Rob Terry, finally, I shouldn't call Robbie T anymore, Rob Terry finally had enough of Robbie E beating the crap out of Robbie E after Robbie E slapped him following a loss to Rockstar Spud with a little inadvertent help from Rob Terry. But Robbie E seemed like he had seen the light. That he finally was going to be unjealous of Rob Terry, and have Big ol' Rob, as he calls him, have the spotlight. But I knew that Robbie T was going to nail Robbie Terry from behind. And yet he did. As Rob Terry was having his spotlight in the sun, Robbie E came with the picture frame of the VIP list, smashed it upon the head of Rob Terry. But Rob Terry, like the beast that he is, came back up alive and ready to beat the crap out of Robbie E before he ran for his life. I smell a match between Robbie E and Rob Terry at Lockdown for sure, now that Rob Terry is officially, once again, a face. So there you go. Now on with our main event, which involved, of course, Bully Ray teaming with Jeff Hardy against Team Bad Influence, Kaz and Daniels. Now before that, we saw Kurt Angle trying to get into the clubhouse of Ace and Eights. Well, we'll see what will happen there after this matchup. If Kurt Angle get his hands on Ace and Eights or not, we'll find out. Now, main event matchup, despite the fact that yes, Bully Ray and Jeff Hardy are taking on each other at Lockdown, they're a pretty decent tag team. They had pretty good teamwork. They did a poetry motion. But indeed, despite that advantage into the get-go, Kaz and Daniels found a way to take the lead and take the advantage for most of the later half of the matchup after an early one from, like I said, Hardy and Bully Ray. Kaz and Daniels were doing good teamwork. Like I've said all along about these two guys, I think they're the best tag team TNA today. Kaz and Daniels, one of the best heel tag teams besides the tag champs, Wood and Aries. I think Chavo Hernandez too, but when it comes to heel tag teams, the two best teams for sure heel is Wood and Aries and Kaz and Daniels. And I'm glad they're both in the tag team title position. Both teams in the position with Chavo Hernandez at Lockdown. As the Bad Influence was taking over the matchup, Bully Ray got a hot tag in following the double team efforts, isolating Jeff Hardy in the corner. Hardy getting the hot tag to Bully Ray. Bully Ray dominating over both Daniels and Kaz. led onto the electric chair to Daniels, and Hardy getting the Swanton Bomb and a 1-2-3 victory for Jeff Hardy and Bully Ray. As Bully and Jeff were celebrating the victory, Kurt Angle, like I said, he ran to the Ace and Eights clubhouse and indeed beat the crap of all the Ace and Eights members. He beat up Anderson, he beat up Devon, and he found the big masked man, the leader of Ace and Eights. He unmasked the guy. He beat the big masked guy. He beat him down, and Kurt Angle unmasked him, but Kurt saw who it was, but the camera didn't. So before the camera could get a look at the guy who Kurt unmasked, the rest of Ace and Eights, Garrett Bischoff, Briscoe, all them, beat the crap out of Angle to end Impact. So we ended Impact with Kurt Angle crashing Ace and Eights clubhouse, getting beat up, but indeed unmasking the leader of Ace and Eights. He knows who it is. He was ashamed to find out who it was, but we don't know who it is. Will we find out next week who Kurt unmasked? Well, like I said, we'll probably find out next week. So there you go. TNA back in the USA. Okay, build up for Lockdown despite, like I said, they had 2 months to build up this Lockdown pay-per-view, and they only had to build a title match feud in 2 weeks. You know, Bully Ray and Jeff, and of course, Lethal Lockdown involving Team TNA, Sting, Magnus, Eric Young, Samoa Joe, and James Storm against Ace and Eights. Of course, Triple Threat Tag Team title match, Briscoe and Angle. And of course, Knockout Sky and Velvet Sky against Gail Kim. I'm guessing a possible match between Robbie E. and Rob Terry, and a possible X Division match between RVD and Kenny King one-on-one, unless there's another Escape the Cage match in X Division Lockdown Tradition. We'll see if those matches and more get named next week. That is it for the TNA review, my TNA Impact Wrestling review. Thank you all very much for watching. That in mind, you've been all minutes at by the new review, by the review by Zach. Thanks again for watching. See you all later. Have a good night. Yeah.